Welcome back, everybody. This is OG Dark Spider coming at you with the top 10 mods for Farming Simulator 22. Now, these are my top 10. I'm not affiliated with any of the modders or anybody. I'm just all by myself here. So when I talk about mods, it's just the ones that I particularly are in my top 10. Um, I'm curious what everybody else's mods are. There may be some out there that you have that might be interesting to the rest of us. So leave a comment and tell us what your favorite mod is, or if any are in my list that are on your list. Let me know. Oh, and real quick, don't forget, like and subscribe. Follow me, and I'll be putting out more and more videos, new videos. I'm still going to do my logging video that I haven't done yet. Um, I'm still waiting to see what everybody thinks the tree that gives you the most liters. Now I'm talking about just cutting it down and putting it into the warehouse or wherever you have. Usually, I'll cut them down, put them in a warehouse, and let the warehouse distribute my lumber. I don't take it to the sawmill. So I'm curious, but I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to do, you know, the three mains. I think pine. Um, I'll just do pine, and I'm gonna do the tree that I think gives you the most. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get into this real quick. A lot of people are still asking about where do I even find mods, and I don't laugh because forever I thought that downloadable content was all the payable stuff from Farming Simulator, from Giants. I thought, no, I don't need that. I don't want to buy anything else. I happened to click on it one day and I was like, what is all this? So your main screen, I'd say this is probably just like everybody's main screen, whether you're on PS5 like I am or Xbox or PC. I'd say this is what the main screen looks like. You start there. We're just going to go download downloadable content, and here we are. There's your main page. That's where you start. Now you may say, well, I don't want to look through all that. I mean, they've got a search down at the bottom. Just hit square, which brings us to number 10 on my list. We're just going to type it in, and the third spot, grass dryer. Like I said, I don't know these modders, um, but this is a number 10 on my list for me. Um, I'm even going to rate it. There it goes, 5 stars. It holds a ton already, all by itself. It just holds a ton, and it's very, very fast. I usually work on zero point 0.5 speed, during the day doing my processes. And once I get everything done and I don't really have anything else to do, if I just want to go cut wood, I'll leave it on 0.5. But if I'm not doing anything else, I just speed it up to the next day, and all the grass is done. It's all hay. So it's very, very fast. It holds a lot, especially if you put it next to, the big, in my other videos, I talked about it. Put it next to the big lizard um, multi fruit silos. It's a 50 million liter silo. Now, you can get the smaller ones if you want, but it'll hold a ton more. Again, it doesn't change the output storage. The output storage stays the same at 10 million, but it will increase the input storage because it just takes from the silo. You don't even have to empty anything into it. I just empty it all in the silo next to it, and the grass dryer picks it up and starts drying it out. But that is a favorite of mine because I really don't like going back and drying the grass manually with a tedder and then, getting your rake out and then baling them or just collecting them. I really just don't enjoy that part of the game. So that is my number 10. Moving on, I do a lot of cows. So, we always looking for a good TMR mixer. So what I found was there's two different ones, and we're going to type this in. This also gives you a good idea to see how the search function works too. And there's one of them right there, that cow feed mixer. I haven't had a lot of time to really check this one out. It's still fairly new to me. It looks like it holds a lot more, and I did check, and it does accept the silo upgrade. Like when you put next to a silo, it will take more. I don't know about the output. I didn't get much time. But that's actually not the one that I'm looking for. The one I'm looking for, um, we're gonna try to type in mix. I had this settled earlier. Here it is right here. So I have both of these. I wasn't sure which one I wanted, but this is the one I use. They feed mixing plants, medium and XXL. I mean, this little sucker does really well too. You put it next to your 50 million liter silo or whatever silo you're wanting using, as long as it's above ground. You can't use those newer, um, real skinny silos. I think the first one holds 500,000, and then they have another one holds like 500 million liters, whether it's with liquids or dry. Holds everything in the game just about. It won't pick it up from those. I think because it's completely underground. But I use the Lizard 50 million multi-fruit silos, and it picks up all the storage, upgrading storage for using that. This thing's pretty fast. The output's a little low. I would really like to see an increase on the output storage, because it only holds like 149,000. And if you've got a lot going on, which I usually do because I have a big farm, it's filled within, you know, 10 minutes at a high speed. So you're constantly emptying it out. Now you could put it on distribute, but I mean, it doesn't distribute to your cow barns. So, but it's still a very good mod. Let's go ahead and give them a 5 because it's a very good mod. It works well, it does everything you want it to do, and it's pretty darn fast. So that leaves us to number 8. I found these because I was always looking for something a little bit better, um, for fertilizer spreaders and, um, lime. Um, so I just type in case IH and you're going to get a bunch of stuff because there is a ton of case products in this game. Just scroll down. I could have typed in a little bit further. It's actually a case IH Tridents is what they are. Right here. No, yeah, there they are, right there. So these are really, really good. They come in two different pieces. Let's click on that picture real quick. See, it comes in two different pieces. So you're gonna get that, and then see that's like for the herbicide spreader, which it also does. So, and I like that truck. Um, let's see. There's the bucket on the back of it. So we're gonna get into how you do that a little bit later. But it does up to 48 meters, I think is what it says. Um, at least the one I'm using is 48 meters. I don't see it on here. Um, it doesn't hold a lot, but it really doesn't go through lime any faster than any other product or any other spreader that I've ever used. Um, but they're pretty quick. They go like 33 miles an hour, and then when they're fertilizing or liming, it's about I think it's what is it 14, 15, 16 miles per hour. I mean it's pretty fast. And the AI for some reason seems better on these than it did on the I used to use the Jackdos. Um, and I don't know, these just seemed a little bit better. But it's a good mod. Um, and now, and you also, I want you all to understand too that I hear a lot of people, well, I don't want any mods because they're all cheats. There's not really a cheat here. I mean, you go through lime and fertilizer just as fast as you do on anything else. It doesn't hold. There's no unreal amount of holding on this, you know. Um, it's just a case product that wasn't a base game product. So that's what a lot of these mods are not cheats, quote unquote cheats, you know. Some can be, but this one in particular and the last few that I mentioned are not. Now, which brings me to my next point. If you look at that last picture, the front loader. All right. You're going to have a front loader because there's a piece on the end of the front loader you have to buy, and you have to buy that piece that's hanging the the sprayer. So two separate pieces, but just lease them. I think you can lease them. I've never leased them. I just purchase them and then sell them when I'm done. No big deal. You use them for 10 seconds and just sell them. But it brings me to, brings me up to number 7. So number 7 is a front loader, and so far as I'm concerned, This one has been really, really good for me, and I downloaded all three. So, this is what I use to put the case floaters together. The Trident, sorry. I have the Tridents and I have the floaters, and I call them both the same things. But this little guy does really, really well. I haven't had any problems out of it. It's a little iffy trying to get them up high enough, but I've used it every time on 5 or 6 different times, and it's worked every single time. This is just a really good front loader. Does everything I need it to do. So that was my number 7. Now, this one's a little bit interesting because this is not like the rest of them. So my number 6 is the. I'm just going to type in cow. We're going to go there. I can type it all out, but I really don't want to. So let's just go with cow, see what comes up. So there is a large red cow barn. I don't see it yet. It's here. Big cow barn. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Aha! I don't think that's it because it should say large red cow barn, and it holds 500 cattle. So whether you're doing, if you're just doing, I guess that was it. It's been a while since I looked at it. I guess cow barn with lizard mix feeder. This should be it. Yeah, this is definitely it, 100%. So the reason why I like this is if you don't want to go and get all the factories and all that stuff to mix up the TMR, this does it for you. If you look right there where those 2 silos are, there's a little green box. That's where you drop off your um, mineral feed, and then you have 3 buckets inside, and I think it's hay, straw, silage. I mean, you got to be like right in there to get it to unload. But once you get it in, it's fine. But it really does, and it actually works really, really well. And the only other thing you got to do is drop some hay inside that garage door on the left there in the middle, just like all the other ones. I'm sorry, I said hay. I meant straw. But I mean, it's been excellent. I think I like it better than any other cow barn that I've used so far, and um, it does really well. So, large red cow barn with auto feeder. That's my number 6. Getting back into like tools, I use this one for a very, very long time before we get to like closer to the end of this list here, and you'll see why I don't use this anymore. But if you don't want to get anything else, we're going to type that in. There it is right there. The Lizard Mega Roller 2430 multi roller. This little guy, not really little, as you can see in that second picture there. It I think it's 20. Let's see, what is the? I forgot how much how big it is. 24 meters working. 24.3 meters of working. It will roll some ground for you pretty quickly. But the important thing to remember is that this is a grass roller, or a field roller, or a mulching roller. You can do one of the 3 options. So you could buy one, use it for your grass rolling, and then whenever you need a mulch after you get done harvesting, wheat, corn, whatever, go back, customize it, and turn it into a mulcher. This thing does really, really well. No problems with this thing ever. No glitches, nothing. It is definitely one of my favorites, and it's done really, really well for me. And anybody's got any other rollers out there that are any better, you just let me know because I haven't found one. Well, kind of, but not like this. Not like this one. I have not. So moving on to number 4. Now, I know that grass and silage is just a big thing in this game. It's good money. Um, it, I hear tons of people talking about, oh, what's the best mower and what does everybody else use? Oh, it didn't come up. Um, it will. I just typed it wrong. So Krone, it's a mower, and I just really started liking what Krone had to offer. Why is it not coming up all of a sudden? Hmm. Okay, so we'll go into It is here. I was looking at it earlier. We'll just go to Chrome. I don't think it's in here. I think I had to type. It's a package deal. It's a mower and a wrapper. It's basically this right here, except for it's on a tractor already for you, and it also comes with a wrapper that you can tow behind it if you wanted to go ahead and just wrap up. Um, but I know I found it earlier. I looked before we started. Mower. It didn't come up that way. Okay, well, we'll go to installed then. It's here, close to the bottom here. See, I have a few Chrome things. There's that. I think that was a windrower that I use. It is here, folks. I use it daily, and it is the best mower that I have found yet. Because I tried all the ones where you connect one on the back, and then you got the little one up front, and that's basically what this is. There it is right here. Yeah, mower and wrapper with hitch. It's not called Chrome, but it is a Chrome. That's what I did wrong. See, it's a Chrome. All that's attached to it. You get the tractor by itself. It's a little high. Don't get me wrong. It's a little expensive at $380,000. So yeah, I'm not buying it immediately. Um, but once you get going and you've got a lot of grass and you're selling your silage or you're selling your grass or whether you're using the grass to feed and you're selling whatever, these mowers are top notch. This is my favorite mower out of every mower in the game. I've tried tons of them, and this one does the best. It turns on a dime. You can put twin wheels on the front to make it turn even better. You can change the colors, but this is definitely my favorite mower in this entire game. I don't use those uh, forage wagons, where you can. I don't use those. I use this right here, and then I just go behind it and collect with the lizard forage wagon. I use the fast one. There's three of those. One I use the one that goes 31. Works great. I love it. I'm telling you guys right here, this mod again. Call it what you want, but it's not a cheat because it mows just like everything else does. It just I just feel like it does better. It doesn't go any faster than any of the other mowers, like on your tractors. It doesn't go any faster. It's about the same speed. It's about the same working distance as everything else. I haven't found anything over what 10.5 meters. I think the front one's 3.3, and I think the back one is 10 and change. So it's not any better or worse that way. I just like it. It mows well there, and it feels like they just go better. I don't know, but I really like that one. So moving on, guys. This is a big mod. This next one. Now, what I did with this one is I didn't even know. I downloaded it for other reasons. I didn't even know about the trailer that's in this. Okay. Um, but I would download it again in a heartbeat. This Lizard Colossus Harvester Pack. This is the harvesters in this are great too. Don't get me wrong. The Colossus Harvester is awesome. I love it. Holds a lot, goes fast. Uh, yes, that would be an unrealistic mod for for the harvester. But it's the trailer that we're talking about. We're not even talking about those. Those are all the machines you'll get, and I love them all. They all work great. Cotton harvester. Um, there's your headers for the root harvester. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'd have to look it up for sure, 100%. But I believe that one does carrots, red beets, sugar beets, parsnips, potatoes, and if I'm not mistaken, I think there's one that even does sugarcane now. Um, there's your cotton. There's that one. I usually use the Reaper 2000 as the harvester that I use. Um, I don't increase the unrealistic on it except for the capacity because you can increase you can increase the meters of harvest that you harvest. I leave it at standard. I don't want to go in there and it's 50 meters. I don't care about that kind of stuff. To each their own. I'm not saying anybody can't do it, of course. I'm just saying to each their own. I don't like that part of it. I wanted the capacity. I got big fields and I was emptying every 10 seconds. Now, I don't know where that teal came from. I've never seen that color. It's not showing you the trailer, but the trailer that I'm telling you guys is my number three favorite mod, best mod for game, is the Titan trailer, and it doesn't tell you anything about it in here. It just doesn't. It just says it's good for picking up stuff. Now this Titan trailer can go from standard, I think it's 20,000 liters, up to 5 million liters. And it's cheap, guys. It's cheap, cheap, cheap. Even the points on it are low. Your slot points, I think the slot points are one or two, maybe three max, and the all the lower ones are like five, seven, and up. I think it's a one. I'm pretty sure it's a one because it's the only trailer I use, and I use them for different things, and I have them all over the place. So 5 million liters of capacity. If you deck it all out, paint it, I think you can do a couple other things to it. The maximum price on this thing is 26,000, like $264 total. So it's also pretty cheap for what you're getting. It's really cheap. So just remember the Titan trailer. You got to get this pack. Though. That's the only way to get it. This Lizard Colossus Harvester pack, and it's 137.53 megabits. So it's a decent sized pack. But I promise you, it's worth it if it's something you're looking for. But you don't have to use the harvesters. You don't want to, and even if you got the harvesters, you don't have to set them to unrealistic. You can leave them on regular. So there's nothing saying that you can't use those and then get that Titan trailer. Even if you want to leave it at 20,000, it's still a steal for the slot count and for the price. So I mean, have at it, I say. So my number two best favorite mod, however you want to say it, is gonna be Kenzie. Again, I'm not associated with any of these people, but this modder, it's one that I think it's just fabulous. It's my favorite by far. Again, you guys are talking. I hear both sides of the mod thing, where people, I don't want any mods. I just want it to be realistic. I want it to be regular. Then you hear other people, no, no, I'd rather have this and that and this. And thankfully, we have them. That's what we have them for. If you don't want to use them, don't use them. Now, it does have an unrealistic capacity, but it's not really that unrealistic. It's like liquid fertilizer. I think it's like it's 6,500 liters on seed. I think unrealistic. I'd have to look at my actual one that I have in game. It's got good reach at 39 feet. Um, but the biggest thing to take away from this cedar planter is a planter is that you can have it as a roller as well, or a roller and a mulcher. Now, I don't use it as a roller mulcher. I use it as a seeder and a roller. That way, when I'm seeding, I'm rolling immediately. I don't have to go back and do it with another machine. It saves me the money from buying the new machine. And I mean, base price on this thing is 72,000. I mean, it's at 40, almost 40 feet, you know. Now you've got one that goes like 13 miles per hour, and you've got another one that goes, I think, 31. And they also plant everything. They will plant everything from wheat to rye to clover to alfalfa, red beets, carrots, cotton, sugarcane. So yeah, that's the kind of a cheat there. And I guess the roller's kind of a cheat, but that's it. But it's just a really all the way around a great mod. If you're doing a lot of farming, like I said, there's two different ones to depend on what map it is. You might have to have two different ones. That is a caveat. Like the map I'm on now, I have to have one that does regular crops like wheat, barley, oats, things like that, and then I had to have the other one to plant my rye, my green rye, and things of that nature. But I don't care. I loved it. It is definitely at least my number two favorite mod. I mean, it's not, like I say, it's not terribly expensive. I mean, if you're at the point where you need something that big, then $172,000 probably isn't going to hurt you that much. So moving on, guys, my number one favorite mod in this game is again Case. You guys, I can't help it. I love my Case products. I just do. Now this one is quite a bit different than the rest of them. So it's right here. The Case IH Magnum 340 400 Series Special Edition. This sucker is expensive. Yeah, I downloaded it and I didn't realize how expensive it was when I first got it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't buy that. Now you can buy one maybe stripped down, but it's going to take a little bit before you can actually afford it. But once you can afford it, it does everything. I mean, this thing can be a front loader. This thing has a 10,000 liter capacity for fertilizer or herbicide. Um, so, if you've got a sprayer that's on the tractor, it just increases the capacity for that liquid fertilizer or herbicide. You can go, there's all kinds of wheel configurations for this thing. You can do duals, you can do tracks. I do the twin weights up on the front tires. They're double tires, and I put twin weights so I don't have to use a weight on the front end. Um, like I said, you can use now. I get it with the front loader attachment on it, so I can add it if I want to, and that way you can use it maybe to scoop out manure out of your basins or whatever have you. Now it says telehandler, but it's actually I thought it was a front loader, but either way, the point is, this is an all-around uh, great tractor. It's got good horsepower. If you look, 886. The only tractor I know of that compares on horsepower is going to be Big Bud. The Big Bud I use is 1100 horsepower. Now I only got one because they're just a hair more expensive than these ones, but I do like my case. I do like my case tractor. So the Big Bud that I use real quick. Let me see if it'll just come up under Big Bud. I do love Big Bud tractors. I really wish they were still around. I mean, I'm sure there's some around. Yeah, it's not going to come up that way. I wonder why. Um, but the Big Buds, there's one right there. Large frame, Series 1. I think this one is a track. No, that's not the tracks one. But there's another Big Bud pack over there. That's the ones on tracks. But the Big Buds are huge and they will just pull anything you need. The one I use with my planter roller is what I use it for because they've got really good maneuverability. They can get you in and out of tight spots, more so than just a regular tractor. There's what I have right there, Big Bud 747. This, and look, you can get doubles, triples. I mean, it's just a giant tractor. I can imagine that sucker just pulling the space shuttle down the street. That's pretty funny. But that was an honorable mention for me because I love Big Bud. But I do have two more honorable mentions that I wanted to talk about really quick. That I've been hearing a lot of buzz about, and I've had it forever. Is the TLX series trucks, and the main one I'm going to talk about is, and I do like my Winterwolf, is the Phoenix series right here. These trucks are solid trucks. They, I'm sure most everybody probably uses these, but I didn't know about them forever. And what I like about it is they have several different options. Like I choose the rigid option on it because I put on the tanker. And here's a caveat to that: it is also the highest liter tanker that I've come across in the game. The largest one I ever came across was that lizard tanker. They had 500,000 liters. This one for this TLX Phoenix, I'm sorry, yeah, TLX is 820,000 liters. That's the largest tanker I've seen in the game. And it just fits on the back of it. It's actually small, compact, the whole thing. So I use it for herbicide for my nurseries or greenhouses is what I use it for. Love the TLX Phoenix. It lights up on the front there, the little Phoenix there. Uh, I believe it's an Aussie truck. It's got Aussie bumpers on it, so I assume that's what it is. Don't quote me. I'm not stating facts there. I just the thought process on it. But it's a really solid truck. It just gets up and goes. Um, you hit the trigger on it and it's already going. Because the other truck that I was going to mention is the Roadrunner. I don't know if you guys know about the Roadrunner or not. Um, right here. This is my third honorable mention. My last honorable mention. I really like this truck. It's very highly customizable. From you can two tone it. That looks like mine right there. Actually, I use red and I use blue for the tanks, and but I chrome black out all my rims. Um, but it's a solid truck. Um, it'll pretty much haul anything you want. I don't use it for logging, just because the TLX has a little bit more tonnage that it can pull than this. Only about a ton or 2 tons more, but that matters when you're doing logging. So, but this is a solid truck too. I really enjoy it. Got plenty of lights that lights up like a city. I would say that that is a pro compared to the TLX. This one has better lighting and more lighting than the TLX does. But I love both trucks and I use both trucks. So, guys, that is my top 10 with a few honorable mentions there. I'm really curious to see what everybody else is using. I think it's cool to exchange ideas on what mods everybody's using. Mods can enhance your game. They don't have to be cheats. They don't all have to be that way. Most of my mods are not heavily cheat mods. Um, like in my real games, I don't use a lot of you know what I would consider like high cheat mods. So I mean, because some things just weren't available in the base game, like those trucks. I don't consider any of those trucks to be cheats because they just weren't available in base game. And the only reason I keep mentioning cheats is because it comes up a lot. That we're like, well, I don't want to use any mods. Why not? Not all mods are what you think they are, obviously, because I mean, what cheat am I getting out of using a TLX Phoenix, other than the 820,000 liter tanker on it? And between you and I don't really know what the liter max is on a real truck, or I wouldn't know. I don't know how many gallons it holds. Um, But anyways, guys, that's my list. I want to hear from you guys. Tell me what your favorite mod is, and if you're not using mods, tell me why you're not using mods. Uh, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to talk. Here, curious. I'm here to help out. I enjoy doing this. I like talking with people, so let me know. And again, do me a favor. Hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification so you know when I get a new video out. Because I'm going to be putting out videos every single week, at least. For a while now, I'm trying to do 2 a day. So let me know what you guys want to see. If there's anything in particular that you want to see or hear me do, let me know because I'll be glad to do it. I don't mind taking requests. So just let me know about it, guys. I am going to be doing some other games here in the future. I do play a lot of crossouts. Um, and then you got Civilization come out. Farming Simulator 25 is coming out. I'm super excited about Farming Simulator 25. So uh, do Civilization, I'm pretty excited about too. Um, and then Mech Warrior, it's an older game. That came out in 2021. I used to play that all the time, so I'm wanting to get that too. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Um, and I will see you next time. I'll see you in the next couple of days. Otherwise, have a great night, guys. Bye.